So typically, I don't really care to share my relationships publicly, but this is one relationship that I have to share. And it is my beautiful and fantastical and glorious relationship with God.
Some people spend their whole life trying to find love. I'm gonna spend my whole life living it up. I don't wake up with regret. No, I'm doing me.
So I wrote this journal entry during a season when my connection with God stopped feeling so abstract and it started feeling like really personal. Once my divorce was final, I wanted to get on a dating scene, but I really didn't know how, because like I've been in a marriage for 13 years. Gosh, we had been together for over 20 years total. So it had been a while since your girl been on a dating scene. I really didn't know what to expect, right? And I was just kind of like a fish out of water when it came to dating. So I remember watching videos on manifestation and things like that. And okay, look, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I actually wrote down very detailed and specific things that, like, attributes and characteristics that I wanted in a guy, you know, not so much looks, but just like, you know, like what, how, and what, like, I don't know, just bear with me, okay? Bear with me, because it's already weird enough that I'm sharing this on camera, okay? There were 4 different times, okay? 4 different times that I wrote down very specific things about a guy. So the first time it happened and this person came in, I was like, whoa, mind blown, because it literally happened. Like, I read it and I'm like, everything, you know? So it's so crazy. So, but it didn't work. It didn't work because we obviously weren't on the same page, right? Okay, did it again, did it a second time. This is me just testing the waters, right? So I did it again, wrote down some stuff, and I tried to be a little bit more specific. And this time I said, can it be a Scorpio guy? You know, I've never dated a Scorpio guy. How would that be and how would that look? And pow, somebody who's born, I think this person was born like 2 days before me. It wasn't the same year, but he was in November. He was a Scorpio. And I'm like, what? Boo, it didn't work out. Yet again, we weren't on the same page. And I said, well, you know what? Maybe I just wasn't specific enough. Maybe it was that, right? So I went back to the drawing board and I wrote down some stuff. And this time I said, and I'm not chasing anybody and I'm not doing any work. This person is going to find me. And he will be this, and this. And I even said that, and can he be from here? Like from where I live? And then lo and behold, Instagram, ding. This will happen like literally 2 weeks later. And I'm like, what in the hell? I went back and I read it and I'm like, yeah, check. Whoa. And, you know, it didn't work out. But the cool part is I made a lifelong friend because like he's one of the coolest people that I know. So here we are now yet again. And I'm just like, okay, God, I quit. And this happened around the time that I wrote in my journal. Like it was an awesome meditation. I did my Qigong and then I nestled myself on the floor with my yoga mat and I just got in position and I was like, And I don't know why, because those thoughts was coming through, you know, about dating and all this stuff. And I immediately, like after a little bit into the meditation, I don't know how long it had been, I heard from God and God said, you know, we've been in the longest running relationship you've ever been in. And I was like, whoa, that is so true. I'm like, that's the only thing I've ever been consistent with is my relationship with God. Like, it blew my mind because I said, oh my God, I've never thought of it that way. I never really thought of it that way. Oh my gosh, I have been in a long-term relationship with God, the longest running relationship I've ever been in my entire life, like next to my parents, but like, whoa, my siblings, right? It's crazy. So I wrote this down and I was like, I am in a real long-term relationship with God. I invest in my relationship with Spirit every day. A real life love story. The love of my life. And it is so true. Like, when I got that download, I started to dig, right? I really wanted to investigate that, like the feeling and and just try to have more of an understanding of what had been dropped in my spirit. And moving forward, ever since, my relationship with God has been so beautiful and magnificent. I include God in every single aspect of my life, from the tiniest of details to the biggest of dreams. God is part of everything. I started to think of my relationship with God as more of a personal closeness, like just something like just so intimate, as opposed to like something that I do religiously, right? Like, instead of just, oh yeah, I'm going to church. Oh, I'm going to learn about God. Oh yeah, I'm taking classes so I could learn more about God, my creator. Oh yeah, this and that. It's kind of like, I started to look at it kind of like ancestry DNA, the ancestry tests where you're trying to find out your lineage and where you come from, and then you see all these family members and all this stuff, but you don't really have a relationship with these people, but you just know, like, I'm related to these people, and and I'm digging and learning and understanding where I come from. But this time it's different because the Spirit of God is within me, and I have access to that all day, every day. And I'm like, if I just consistently invest in this relationship, who knows where it'll take me? Who knows what it'll grow into? Who knows where I'll go? Whoa, that just, I don't think y'all really know just how much I love God. I love God. Like Oprah loves bread. I love God. It feels so good. It feels so good to say it on camera, because I don't think, I am absolutely and totally enamored with my creator. I love God with everything in me. Like, when I started to think about a relationship with anybody, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what would that look like? Because now he has to measure up to God, because God is my everything. God is my provider, my protector, my counselor, my everything, my healer, my everything, and my everything. And this man, you understand? Like, now it's just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to pit a man up against God, but I just stopped searching. I stopped looking. I stopped writing. I stopped manifesting about this partner. And one day I prayed, God, I thank you for the man that you have. Really? One day I prayed and I said, God, I thank you for the man that you have set aside for me. I thank you for the man that seeks your heart, that has as deep a connection with you as I do. That's what I'm wanting. And I Can you imagine being with someone else who loves God just as much as you love God, and you just sit down and compare awesome and amazing stories? I just love it. I always imagine it. Like, I'm saying all this to say that relationship is more important than religion. It's the relationship, and God is very gentle. God is just always there, and God is just waiting for you to just open up and just be like, okay, Lord, I'm ready. Let's talk. Let me be open with you. Let me share bits and pieces of my life and what I have going on. Hey, God, let's talk about it. Let's work through this, whatever it is that I'm dealing with at this time. Let's talk about it. Like, God is waiting for you. God is waiting for you. And it's when you open that door and let God in, just let spirit flow, then I promise you the experience is just unimaginable. That is such a vibe, right? That is such a vibe. That is such a vibe, Lord. I love you, Lord. And I love each and every one of you. Oh, my journal caught a vibe, y'all.
I'm just living my life, too busy chasing good vibes, chasing good vibes, chasing good vibes, chasing good vibes.